thanks to the supporters of channel member Jacob D. Right, you rascals tricked me last week, making me set a like target of 4,000 and you smashed 5,000 easily before the next episode came out. So we're going back to 5,000 for this week as Kev tries to get a weekend off. But in all seriousness, the support on this series so far has been phenomenal. I would love to provide you with 2 bonus uploads this weekend, but you know, we've only got so many hours in the day. So if you want one tomorrow morning, 5,000 likes on this video before 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll get the next episode then. And then we'll worry about what happens after that. But like I say, would love to give you 2 bonuses this weekend. The way to get there is with a thumbs up, which you should do now because it's the playoffs. We're probably going to lose. You won't want to give a thumbs up afterwards because I'm probably going to be sad. And as a reminder, this was the final league table. We ended up finishing 4th, missing out on the beneficial top 2 positions going into the playoffs, which means for us to get promoted, we have to win 3 times, and every match after this one will be an away game as well. So it's massively stacked against us. We're in poor form, but then so are most of the other teams, at least the teams who finished 4th to 7th. None of us are looking particularly impressive. I don't know what's wrong with Buxton and Gloucester and Kingston and these teams who just missed out. How rubbish must they be? But we face Southport, who finished down in 7th place. So we ended up 8 points ahead of them over the course of the season. I'd like to think we'd be capable of beating them. We are the home team, so we do get that little bit of home advantage through finishing above them in the league. But the bad news is our 2 injured players really aren't fit enough to play. It's come so quick off the end of the season. Casagrande is still not even back in full training. Terrell Whitaker is, but is still way off being match fit. So I think in the interests of if we get further, we're going to need them. We need to try and manage them back into the team properly. I fully acknowledge we might not get further without them. So it's a gamble whichever way we go. They're on the bench. We can throw them in if we need them. But for now, it is Stacey in goal, a back four of Strachan, Canterville, Green and Robinson. White and Robinson. Have I said that? I wonder how many times that's come up in the comments. And Robinson. It's not Anne Robinson at right back. Just to clarify. We've got White and a Gunley in midfield. Walker on the left, Griffiths on the right, Morton and Francis up front. And just cross everything, boys and girls. I would very much like to go at least 1 further than we did last year. I'm under no illusions. The Chester and Radcliffe, the 2 teams who've finished. Why is it snowing in May? Chester, that's absurd. We're playing this in the Arctic Circle. Chester and Radcliffe, the 2 teams who finished 2nd and 3rd, are in good form. They finished well ahead of any of the rest of us. They deserve to be going up, and one of them probably will. And the other one will probably win the league next season. But we want to at least give it a good go. And the best way for us to give it a good go is by winning our football matches when we're presented with them. And here we are trying to do a counter-attack through Griffiths in the snow, which is ridiculous. But Griffiths bursting into there. You can see the track he ran on because he's left his footprints in the snow. Morton's there. Oh, he's hit both posts. Is there anything more heartbreaking in knockout football than when your striker hits both posts with 1 shot and it still doesn't go in? Oh, my word. It couldn't have been any closer to a goal. I really hope it's not going to be one of those days because I don't think I can cope with it. Right, Green heads it forward towards nobody in particular. I do feel like there's some cheating going on as well. Southport are wearing the same colours as the ball. Is that allowed? A Gunley across to White. Ball over the top for Francis, who's in behind, and Marshall Francis has scored. And I've treated him a little unfairly in the absence of Terrell Whitaker. He has stepped up and he has posted a pretty decent goal return. He's just no Whitaker, but he has scored a hugely important goal for us there to put us 1-0 up, less than a quarter of an hour gone in the snowstorm, the May snow. You've been to... Yeah, it often snows here in May. If you're not from the UK, very typical weather, snow in May. We get it all the time. But yeah, can we do a couple more goals? Get it wrapped up before half time. Bring the returning injured players on. What is that from White? I mean, he kind of got away with it. Robinson back to Green, who lumps it forward again looking for Morton. That seems to be the go-to. Give it to Green and let him hit it long. That's good work from Griffiths. We look like we're up for it today. Griffiths goes past his man. Cross comes in looking for Walker. Francis is there. Morton's there. And it's 2-0 on 20 minutes. Bedford are back, boys and girls. Look at us go. 20 minutes in, and we are hopefully heading towards a playoff semi-final. It's a lovely cushioned header from Walker. Francis does well to just occupy a defender, and then we get the fortunate little break that leaves it in the path of Morton. And after the heartbreak of two hit posts earlier, he wasn't going to mess up again. We have a corner now. It ends up out with Strachan, who puts it into White, and we've scored again. It's 3-0, 25 minutes gone. Where's this form been? Where's this team been? Because I would like to point out the two missing players who caused the season to just fall apart. They're still not on the pitch. I don't know if it's just a huge confidence boost to the ones who are playing, that Whittaker in particular is back in full training and we've decided to stick with what we've got. But at this point, you look at it and think, well, how do you get Whittaker back in the team? Look at the performance from the front two. It's a nice problem to have, boys and girls, and we're 3-0 up half an hour into the match. And this is a lot less stressful than the playoff quarterfinal was this time last year. I mean, if we throw it away from here, I might just resign on the spot, but fingers crossed, we shan't. Here's Marshall Francis. And we've got a man over in the middle. Is that Morton? Francis decided to go it alone. I don't think it was Morton. Who's the bald guy who was in all the space? Who's bald in this team? I don't remember any of them being bald. I think he's just got a lot of snow on his head. Right, Morton. So Morton's not bald. I think it's Griffiths. Griffiths is the bald one. So it was Griffiths in all that space that Francis just completely ignored. Right, Walker, back to Strachan. And now Canterville to Walker again. All the way back to Stacey. Look at that. Mr. Sweeper Keeper dancing through the snow. Right, Griffiths. Forward to Morton, and now Robinson is on the overlap again. He's suddenly starting to look like a footballer in his last few matches since his new contract, and to be fair, since we switched him to being a wing-back rather than a full-back, despite his best position supposedly being full-back. My best position for full-backs is wing-back, and he just looks like he's more involved. He's not here to defend, he's here to overlap and do stuff like what he's done there, and he did it really well. And that's made a little bit of a difference as well. See, we do tactical tweaks, boys and girls. We just don't dwell on them and talk about them a lot, but they are happening. If you go back and study the tapes, you'll see that for his first 6 or 7 matches, we were playing as a fullback because that was supposedly his best position. We switched it up to make him a wing back, which is what we were using before. Look at him, good at football now. Right, Robinson again, lumping it forward, looking for Morton to chase. And unfortunately, Morton's not really the man to do the chasing. And it's come straight back towards us again. And I mean, in the snow, there's not much you can do other than both teams just lumping it long. But luckily, we've got a big target man up front. So lumping it long works quite well for us. There is the big target man back to goal. I mean, he is inside our own half, but it's some lovely link-up play from him twice as part of that move. And it's a pleasure watching Callum Morton when he plays the way he's playing today. When he's got everybody running off of him and running beyond him, it just doesn't happen often enough. But it's happening today. Maybe he needs to play in the snow all the time. And now Francis has got a break on again here. And once again, look at the pace on Francis. They've got a lot more players back this time, and he had no one up supporting him, really, although Morton had made it into the area somehow. But it remains 3-0, and we need to start thinking in terms of getting Whittaker on, not because we need him, but because we need him to be match fit. So we want to get some game time into him. So I think we probably take off Griffiths and move Marshall out onto the wing, probably on the hour mark, and give Whittaker half an hour. Casagrande, I think it's less important that he comes on. I don't think you get a goalkeeper match fit with a few substitute appearances. I think he'll just become fully fit, hopefully for the semi-final, and we can get him back in. But Whittaker, we will be bringing on, I think, at the next break in play, unless we concede here, in which case we might be a bit panicky. Do we bring Casagrande on? I'm so tempted to. Right, Whittaker is coming on. We're going to do that substitution we just talked about. All about getting game time into Terrell Whittaker. Give him half an hour. I mean, snowy conditions, it's probably not the best for him to try and play himself back into match fitness, but half an hour of football that will hopefully be relatively stress-free, should do him the world of good. Walker on the left-hand side just gives the ball away, and it's Southport back on the attack. Although Walker's got it back again. Francis, of course, now playing on the right-hand side. He's already been ruining them for pace all night long, and he nearly did it again there. But this time it ends up in the hands of the Southport keeper, who lumps it long, and we can deal with that. We're good at dealing with that. But now Southport making some substitutions of their own. Obviously, we've got proper substitutions to make soon. Whittaker was very much a getting him match fitness substitution, but we can make our actual proper substitutions soon. That one shouldn't even count. This is a problem now. Oh, if we throw it away from here, it's a huge problem. Do we bring on Casagrande? People are going to be screaming, why are you still on positive, Kev? Why don't you ever drop back? Because I've been playing Football Manager for 30 years. And in a situation like this, if we went cautious now, we're inviting them onto us. It doesn't work. I hate doing it. So I'm not going to do it. And I realise sometimes it will work and I'll look like a genius. And sometimes it won't work and I'll look like a Wally. Welcome to football. Right, we're going to get Taylor on in midfield for his experience in there. And I think we're going to change both midfielders, actually. We're going to bring Brooke on as well. And that will do for now. We're not going to bring on Casagrande. I don't think Stacey's necessarily done anything wrong. It's Whittaker to take the corner. Looking for that near post. There was nobody there, though, but it does come to Strachan, and now it's back out to Whittaker again. Whittaker into Morton. Morton to Walker. How has he missed that? That should have been the goal that put it beyond doubt. Oh, my word. How has that gone so wrong? Please don't mess up from here, chaps. Please. I'm asking really nicely. We were 3-0 up. I don't think I'll live it down if we mess this up. I can't risk this any longer. Oh, my word. He was absolutely nowhere near it. Right, we're going to bring Gamble on as well. Green can go out to right back. Casagrande's on. Again, it could be a terrible idea, but he's just a proper goalkeeper. Yes, he's still injured, but he's back in full training tomorrow. Yes, his injury was a broken arm, but it's fine. How many arms does a goalkeeper really need? He's been such a huge part of the season, and if they have another free kick like that, I'd like to think that I'll have a goalkeeper on the pitch now who'll try and save it, rather than just letting it float past the side of his head and getting saved by the wood. See, Casagrande, he's only got one arm, but it went up. He tried. Stacey just doesn't ever do that. Right, can we have the final whistle now, please, ref? It's snowing, we're all cold. We're ready to go home. I think we can all agree, everyone in attendance can agree, we've had a lovely evening, but let's beat the traffic. No? Hideous. Oh, God. Oh, God. No. Please, no. I just feel sick. Can we have the final whistle, please? Goodness me. 5 minutes? Where's he got 5 minutes from? Absolutely hideous. Right, do a goal. One of you do a goal. Taylor to Brooke. Brooke to Whittaker, who's given the ball away there. It's sloppy from Whittaker. Maybe we shouldn't have messed with what was working. In the interest of getting him fit, I've thrown it all away. Oh, they're going to score here, aren't they? It's the 95th minute. Right, Francis has had a phenomenal game. Just keep running. You've done it all night. Just keep running. I mean, he kept running. He probably should have passed. What was he thinking? That's got to be the final whistle, ref. That has been way more stressful than it should have been. But we are into the semi-final, which means we now face Chester, who are probably going to beat us. One of our longest standing rivals in every series. We've got to go up to Chester. The bright sunshine, presumably, of Chester after being down in snowy Bedford. Oh, we are rolling the dice. There's gambles being taken for this semi-final. Firstly, Morton is not fully fit. So gamble number one, Whittaker comes in to partner Francis. It's a partnership that's never really worked. They're very similar strikers, but with Morton not fully fit, Whittaker had to come back in anyway. Francis was fantastic. There's more than the one reason to make the change. But Morton having to sit this out is not ideal. Casagrande's coming back in goal as well because he's Casagrande, but he's not fully fit, remains some way short of full fitness and should be monitored accordingly. I read that report and thought, let's throw him into the biggest game in the club's history. So it is Casagrande in goal, a back four of Strachan, Gamble, Cannaville and Robinson, White and a Gunley in midfield, Allen on the left, Griffiths on the right, Francis and Whittaker up front. I don't anticipate us doing very well in this match. Chester finished well ahead of us in the league, and we're at their place. But you can but dream, boys and girls. We are one match away from the playoff final, which presumably would be against the dominant Radcliffe. By the way, lovely bright May sunshine now. What's snow? What do you mean it snowed in the previous round? That's mental. No one's going to believe that it snowed in May. They're playing a cowardly flatback 7, so hopefully our front 2, full of running, will just ruin their afternoon. And it is Gamble across to Cannaville and Robinson. We've got the ball, which is nice. Griffiths into White and back to Robinson. And Francis has dropped deep, back to White again. This is some nice football. White, again, advancing with the ball, plays it out to Allen. Allen's got Whittaker inside of him, doesn't need him. I mean, it's gone down as an own goal. It's the second time recently Allen has forced an own goal exactly like that, but we'll take it. It's 1-0 to Bedford, 14 minutes in, and Allen causing problems off of the left wing again. Lovely stuff. Right, final whistle, ref. We're off to non-league Wembley, which I think is Radcliffe. We'll just stay up here. It's all northwest, I think. It's Radcliffe versus Kidderminster. Kidderminster are actually drawing with them. Kidderminster have already scored in the other match. So Kidderminster's a much shorter journey for us. It's basically on the way home from Chester. So I don't even know who becomes the home team in that situation. Because I think it is played at the ground of the team that finished higher in the league. I think. So we could potentially be at home in the final if we get there. I think. I don't know the rules, but we've got a penalty. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have the words. It's Whittaker from the spot. He's the villain. Terrell Whittaker's the villain. We've forced him back only to have a massive heel turn from him as he misses a penalty. I mean, in his defence, it was a good save. And probably a turning point for Chester as they now come up the other end to try and score. It's 1-1. I think a fully fit Casagrande obviously saves it. The question is, would Stacey have saved it? Who is fully fit? And I guess we'll never know. This is why I get paid the big bucks, enough money to live above the chicken shop of my choice, because I make these big decisions in these big matches. And I decided to start Whittaker and Casagrande, and it definitely hasn't backfired at all so far. Right, it's Chester on the attack again. Obviously, the momentum is now with them, and they turn us inside and out. Casagrande has it covered there, and I think he's actually made the save there, so good work from him as Chester once again have a corner. They've already shown they can be pretty threatening from set pieces. Corner comes in, White heads it clear, and Francis not able to, oh, what a save. No, it was the post, I think. Or was it a save? I think it was the post. I'm going to put it down as a save. We're going to back Casagrande as back and hope that that save, which I think was the post, but that save is our turning point, similar to the penalty save was for them as we look to push on and put ourselves back in the lead again just before half time. That would be super duper if we could. It's another corner. They've been problematic from these set pieces. And this time Francis does get there first and has the opportunity to use his pace for the counter attack, but he couldn't get past his man. That's good defending from the Chester defender. If Francis gets the other side of him, we know he can cause all kind of problems from a situation like that, similar to what they've done there, getting in behind our fullback. But we get across to cover. I think it's Gamble who got across to make the block. And it looks like we're going in at half-time at 1-1. Chester have definitely been the better team, but we are still in it. And that's the important thing. Regardless of what happens in this second half, worth noting, the league position was the highest ever league finish in the history of Bedford. I've just knocked the arm off my chair, and this is the furthest we've ever got in our history in the playoffs as well. So it is a good season. We got to the semi-final of the FA Trophy as well. I'm getting my excuses in now. We've had an exceptionally good season, even if it all goes wrong from here. Obviously, Whittaker is not going to be able to see the match out. He's on a 6.1 and he's shattered. Starting him probably wasn't the best plan I've ever had. We do have Callum Morton on the bench, though. So I think we're going to bring him on in a minute. I think we're going to bring him on now. It's harsh on Whittaker, but I think we just have to get our boys on doing their thing. And that partnership worked so well in the last match. Whittaker's not really recovered from missing the penalty. And, I mean, Casagrande can stay on. How can goalkeepers be tired? Oh, I hate it. Where's my... We were all right when I had an arm on my chair. Let's get that back on. Oh, why are we watching the replay? Go attacking. Right, Morton is on. I now wish I could bring Whittaker back on. I mean, what do we do now? I think we've got Tyrone Marsh down on the bench, but I really don't want to have to resort to him. Walker was good in the previous match. Maybe we bring him on the left, even though Allen has been our main goal threat in this match. But it's Chester on the attack again. I mean, I tell you what, it is nice having someone who can do that back in goal. That's lovely to see. That's called catching across. Get Stacey in here. Let him study that. Right, Morton uses all of his neck to head that forward. And now Griffiths. I don't know why he's let that go out. Is it our throw? Okay, it is our throw. I'll allow it then. I thought he was just being a lazy coward. Right. Oh, we've got some tired boys. The midfield is done. So we bring on Brooke. And we bring on Taylor. And I think we have to go all-out attack. We have got Walker and Marsh to throw on. I think they might be getting thrown on for defenders with 10 minutes to go, though, as we chuck everything at them, rather than doing a straight swap now. Right, Canaville across to Gamble. And now Taylor. Probably the final time Taylor plays for us or plays for anyone. He retires at the end of this season. And what a nice way to celebrate his retirement. Giving the ball away for a goal would have been. Goodness me. Right, have we got any more oomph in us? Anyone got anything? I hate these corners because it's what we should be doing. I hate the fact that they're better at it than we are. And I'm the one who's supposed to be really good at it. Right, Francis absolutely muscles their guy out the way and now has the counter-attack. He has gone past his man this time. Francis! He didn't... I mean, Morton's right there. Why does he not cross it to the big target man literally in the middle of the pitch? Right, Canaville and... See, I kind of want to leave Canaville on. In fact, no, Green can come on and play on the right-hand side of a 3. I want to get Walker on and Marsh. So Walker comes on. We're going to have to do some proper shenanigans here, aren't we? And, I mean, Taylor can go back into a 3, so we're going to take off Strachan for Marsh. Right. This is fine. Can you play centrally? You can. Right, well, Morton in the middle as the target man. You can do that out there. You get right up behind them. And you two get forward. And then out of possession, let's try and make all these exclamation marks go away. So you need to stay up there. And then you're in there. You're there. So I guess we go to something like this. It's going to be something like, I guess one of these has to drop off a bit. There you go. I mean, we're trying. We're giving it a go. Do a football, you wallies. Come on. Get the ball at the other end. Do a goal. We've thrown everybody forward. That's why there's nobody back defending. It'll be fine. As long as we get the ball, it will be fine. Oh, why have we not got the ball? The whole plan relied on us having the ball. Right, keep the ball. In fact, kick it at Morton. We've got all those players further forward. Kick it at Morton. That's not Morton. Oh, that was the wrong man to kick it at. Right, we've got the ball back, though. 10 minutes to go. Have we got someone ready to step up and be a hero? Please, somebody be a hero. Maybe it's Casagrande. Shoot! Robinson. Out to Griffiths, who's basically playing as a wing-back. Brooke, who is the midfield on his own. And Gamble. We shouldn't be having the ball here. That's it. Get the ball up there, where we've got all the players. Somebody could drop back and help a little bit just to try and get the ball forward. Maybe putting everybody forward isn't the answer. Right, Morton, who's dropped very deep. Francis to Allen. This is more like it. Allen's got Morton ahead of him, gives it to Walker. This is where the overlap should count. We're outnumbering them massively. Just keep the ball up here. Do not let them get the ball out now. Francis to Morton. It's at the post. Oh, it was offside anyway. And now the ball's at the wrong end of the pitch again. Oh, right, come on. Get the ball up the other end of the football pitch. We've got goals to score. Oh. Can't believe we're doing this without Whittaker on the pitch as well. That's a good save from Casagrande. Oh, my word, we've missed him. We wouldn't be in this pickle if he hadn't broken his arm. Have we got an equaliser? Look how deep Morton's dropping. He's turned into Harry Kane. Right, here we go. Allen. All the way back to Robinson. Robinson, forward to Morton. That's the pass. Just keep doing that. Just keep kicking it forward at him. Aim at him. I don't think it's going to happen, boys and girls. I mean, the tactical change has generated some highlights. Just no real chances. But we only need one. There's 4 minutes of time going to be added on. And again, we're just walloping it forward, hoping something happens. And unfortunately, nothing is happening. I suspect they're going to score here. Oh, Casagrande, another great save from him. He's done his bit today for sure. He's a very good goalkeeper. But we need someone to be a hero at the other end. Right, Allen. Ball over the top. We've got men in behind. Griffiths couldn't quite get there before the goalkeeper. We had him lined up in the middle if he'd have got there before the keeper, just to tow it past him. And now it's Chester on the counter-attack. We're scrambling backwards and they're just having a wild shot. There's a couple of minutes left. I think that's probably that. We've really gone for it, but even with the ridiculous tactic, Chester are clearly a much better team than us. And unfortunately, all we've managed to do is go one better than the year before. It is going to be the rightful final of Radcliffe versus Chester. They're the second and third best teams in the league. It should be them. We now need to dust ourselves off and regroup for season 3, where we will go up as bleeping champions. Remember, if you want to see that transfer window rebuild tomorrow, make sure you like this video. 5,000 likes, you get the rebuild tomorrow morning. For now, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.